We're in Chapter 3 of SOLIDWORKS 2015 Basic Tools. This is Part 2. With Revolve Parts Continued, we're doing the Derived Sketches. I'm on page 5-14, and we're going to get started drawing this base profile. So I have started a new document, ANSI standards, 3 decimal places. We're going to put a sketch on the front plane. Going to draw a circle starting at the origin here, and that circle is calling for, whoops, or try that again. Circle, and get my dimension tool. It's calling for a diameter of, it's calling for a radius of 0.368, so we'll say times 2 because I'm dimensioning in diameters. Alright, we're going to put a line across the bottom here. I'm going to grab line command and put a center line in. About here, and dimension that center line. Oops. Don't know why I'm having trouble with my gestures, mouse gestures. Alright, 1.25. Okay. I've got another horizontal line up here. Draw it a little oversized right now. That line is 0.275 off of our origin. It's another horizontal line, vertical line in here. And that vertical line is 0.475 from the origin. Alright. And then I have a small horizontal line in here. And that horizontal line is 0.125 off the origin. I don't know why it keeps losing my dimensioning. Okay, so I'm going to trim things up a little bit and extend things. So if you want to follow along, I'm going to start with the extend. I want this center line to go up to there and this line to come out and hit there. I'm going to switch out to my trim entities now and just get rid of this excess here. We don't need this part of the circle. Actually, we don't need that part of the circle either. So it's starting, and we don't need this portion of this line. So that's looking good. We now are going to add some fillets. So I'm going to grab the fillet command, set my radius to 0.05, and begin right here. Okay, so I have drawn half of this part. I have a mirror center line, so I can mirror the rest. and then trim this out and add another revolve center line. So If you make a crossing box from the bottom up, it selects anything that was in the path. I could also make a selection box from the top down. Notice it's not going to select this line because it was not included. I can then go to my mirror entities and we're good to go. I want to add center line. Oops, this actually this is for my revolve. Okay. So I think I have what I need to move on to step 2, and then we're going to do a blind revolve. So we need to exit this sketch and go to our features. I'm going to select the sketch, make sure, and we're going to go revolve, and axis of rotation is right there, and it's a blind 360 degrees, and we're going to hit OK. Happy with what I've done so far, so I'm going to save this file in my lessons folder. Oops. And this is going to be last name, first initial, chapter 5. What is the name of this part? Center ball joint. And save. Okay, moving on to page 515. We're going to create a new work plane by using the reference geometry command. We're going to make this work plane off of the right plane. So we come into reference geometry, plane. We're going to select the right plane as our first reference. So notice this is highlighted. We're going to come in here and select the right plane. And we're going to enter an offset distance of 1.25 and hit OK. Notice we have a plane now, which is also where we put our revolve, our mirror center line mark. So we're now going to go off and create a derived sketch. So we're going to hold. Okay, we have a new plane here. We're going to hold the Control key and hit the plane, and then select, holding the Control key, select this revolve sketch. We're going to come up into Insert. My computer is going a little slow here. Oops. Try that one more time. Go to Insert, and we want to go to Derived Sketch. Oops, it's because I selected 3 things here, I believe. Let's try that again. Hold the Shift key down, see if I can deselect that feature and just keep the sketch. Apologize for the delay here. Something's not right with my computer. Alright, one more time. Control, plane 1, sketch 2. Now under Insert. Now it's available. I made a mistake of accidentally hitting the feature before, and now we can hit Derive Sketch, and there it is on our new plane. So once again, a derived sketch is different than a copied sketch in that it's going to be dependent on the original sketch that we made. So if we went back to edit sketch, in my case it's called sketch 2, it's probably sketch 1 on yours. It's any changes to that is going to also affect this derived sketch. We can divorce the two if we needed to later on, but for what we're doing right now, we're going to keep it the same. So I'm now moving on to page 516, and we want to make sure that we position this derived sketch correctly. So we're going to add a collinear relation between the top plane and the line as indicated. So I'm going to select the top plane and this line and add a collinear relationship. And we also want to add a collinear relationship to the front plane with our mirror line here. So hit OK with that guy. Come in, select this. Oops. Try that again. Select our line, hold Control, and with the front plane this time, and now we want those to be collinear as well. Okay. Now we're going to revolve this derived sketch, and it should be no different than the other one. So we're going to go to select it, go to revolve, axis of rotation, and good to go. Looks accurate. Going to hit save again. Before we do our final save, we're going to add a few fillets in here at the intersection, add a little strength. So we're going to grab our fillet command and select a radius of 0.1, which is already the default, and then we want to select these. That looks correct, and again I'm going to go ahead and hit save. It wraps it up for this derived sketches.